Hare Hare. Yesterday, what did we speak about? Can you remember? Prabodhanand Saraswati Pad. Prabodhanand Saraswati Pad is showing this in this verse.
तुम्हारी ब्रज कानून अर्थात वृंदावन की आराधना करनी हो जाएगी और यदि तुमने नवद्वीप को आराधना नहीं की तो ब्रजधाम तुमसे बहुत दूर.
If you don't worship Brajadham, then if you don't worship Gauradham, Brajadham is very far away.
यदि तुम्हारे हृदय में संसार समुद्र को उत्तीर्ण करने की अभिलाषा है,
if you have material desires,
संकीर्तन अमृत रसन माधुर्य आस्वादन की लालसा है और प्रेम समुद्र में विहार करने की तीव्र उत्कंठा है, तब से मायापुर नामक नगर में अवश्य ही निवास करें.
So, opposite to this is that if you have intense desire for attaining this supreme highest prem, then you should take shelter of Mayapur Dham. If you want to cross over this material ocean, then what do you have to do? You have to take shelter of the lotus feet of Nityananda Prabhu. In this way, it is being said, when the living entity's good fortune arises, then they will be able to take shelter of Navadvipa Dham. Otherwise, they don't take shelter of Navadvipa Dham. If they stay in Vrindavan Dham, but they don't take shelter of Sachinandan Gaurahari, They do not believe in Sachinandan Gauri. And particularly in Vrindavan and north part of India, the Pandits and others, they do not know the glories of Mahaprabhu and do not honor him. They do not know him. So in Brahma Samhita it is written, Mahaprabhu's pastimes are very secret. Because of this, not everyone has access to it. Oh, very wonderfully explained that those who are very fortunate, they will be able to enter Mahaprabhu's pastimes. Because entering in Mahaprabhu's pastimes, all the offenses will be removed or distant. Not until we take shelter of Mahaprabhu. Not until then our heart cannot be purified, cleaned. Because Vrindavan is transcendental abode. Vrindavan is called Madhurya Dham, the abode of sweetness. And Navadvipa Dham is known as the land of magnanimity. People generally know about Madhurya's sweetness, the abode of sweetness. But this magnanimous Dham, not many people know about. And secondly, Navadvipa Dham is known as hidden Vrindavan. And because of this, they do not understand. In this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also very secret tattva. And this written in scriptures, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's incarnation is known as a hidden incarnation, covered incarnation, prachanna. So he's not so obvious or seen. Not until we have his mercy, Mahaprabhu's mercy. Not until then we can enter into Vrindavan. Sachinandan Gauri will give us this qualification to enter into Braj Dham. This is our concern, how to attain the mercy of Gaura Sundar. We will have to come into this abode of Gaura Dham. And coming into this Navadvipa Dham, all our offenses will be distant. This does not mean that our offenses may be removed, that we continue to commit offenses. And so these offenses, if continued, become like thunderbolt and very deep. And especially living in the Dham and dishonoring the residents of that Dham. So it is said, even the dog of the Dham, you should understand that they are residents of the Dham and honor them. Do not dishonor them. Like in the Ramayana, the example is given. Lord Ramchandra is sitting in his court and he's giving judgment to everyone's concerns. And at the end, the session in the court is coming to
और
an
कोई
end,
बाहर कोई बचा हुआ कि नहीं
Lord Ramchandra asked
तो
Lakshman
लक्ष्मण
to
बाहर
check outside.
आकर के दिखा कोई आया ही
Lakshman
नहीं
saw there's nobody there
रामचंद्र के बोले
and returned and told
प्रभु
Ramchandra,
अभी सब
"Oh
लोग
Prabhu,
चले गए
everyone is gone.
हैं? आज सोचे तुम लोग तो जाना नहीं चाहते और क्या किया वो लोग सब चले गए
Everyone is
हैं?
gone."
क्यों भगवान रामचंद्र विश्राम करेंगे
Because
इसलिए सब लोग चले
Lord Ramchandra is
चले कि
resting.
नहीं भगवान रामचंद्र सर्व अंतर्जामी है भगवान
The
रामचंद्र
Lord
देखा ऊपर
Ramchandra,
देखो
he is all
कोई
knowing.
नया विचार लेने के लिए
He
आया कि नहीं
is checking to see
उसमें
who is
लक्ष्मण
there
पुनः बाहर आकर के देखा
and asked
एक
Lakshman to
कुत्ता जो है
come
बचा हुआ
again
था
and check.
हैं?
And Lakshman saw a dog there
लक्ष्मण बोले प्रभु
and
एक कुत्ता
returned to
बैठा
Lord
हुआ
Ramchandra and said,
और
"Oh,
सब
there
लोग
is
चले
one
गए
dog there."
तो भगवान रामचंद्र कुत्ते के बुलाओ
Lord
कुत्ता
Ramchandra
आ
said
गए
to Lakshman to call the dog. So the dog
भगवान
came
रामचंद्र कुत्ते की
and
पूछने लगे
asked, Lord Ramchandra asked the
तुम क्या
dog,
चाहते हो
"What do you
क्या नया
want?
विचार
What
हैं?
judgment
तुम
do
चाहते हो
you,
तुम जो
injustice has been done to you?
न्यायालय में आए हो
You have come into the
हैं?
court. For what purpose?
तुम
What do
क्या
you
शिकायत
want?"
करने के लिए उस समय वो कुत्ते देखो कहने लगे प्रभु आपके पुजारी मुझे
"Your
रात में
pujari," the dog said.
मैं रास्ता में सोई हुआ था
"I was sleeping
और तुम्हारे
on the
पुजारी
road
मुझे रात
and your
में
pujari came and kicked me."
इस कथा सुनकर के भगवान
Hearing this,
रामचंद्र
Lord
कहने
Ramchandra
लगे कौन है पुजारी को बुलाओ
called the
पुजारी
pujari.
को बुलाया गया
He was called.
हैं? भगवान रामचंद्र ने तुम्हें कुत्ते की लात नहीं क्यों
"Why
लात
did you
मारी
kick this dog?"
तो
Lord
उस समय कहने
Ramchandra
लगे
asked the
प्रभु
pujari.
ये रास्ते में मेरे जो आने जाने की रास्ता जो है
This is
उस रास्ते को ब्लॉक
the
करके
dog was blocking the
बैठा
road
हुआ था
I walk
इसलिए मैं उस कुत्ते को
on,
हैं,
and for this reason
वो रास्ता से हटाया
I moved that
हैं।
dog
किंतु नहीं गए
from
तो
my
मैं
path.
मेरा पूर्ण क्रोध आ गया मैं क्रोध से
He did not move,
गुस्से से उसके कुत्ते को
and so became
लात
angry. And
हैं।
for this reason, I
भगवान
kicked the
रामचंद्र
dog.
कहने लगे ये पशु जाति है
The Lord Ramchandra
किसी
said,
को
"This is an
अनादर
animal.
करना ये ठीक नहीं
To dishonor the animal
हैं।
is not right.
तुम दूसरी रास्ते घूम करके चले
You
जाते
could have gone round the
हैं।
dog."
देखो भगवान रामचंद्र बोले तुम दूसरी रास्ते से
And
घूम
Lord
करके जाते
Ramchandra said,
मारना उचित नहीं
to kick the dog was not right.
तो पुजारी कहने लगे देखो प्रभु मेरा अपराध हो गया
The
जो
pujari
तुम
asked for
लेना चाहते
forgiveness
हैं
and
तो
admitted
भगवान
his
रामचंद्र
offense
कहने लगे
and
देखो मैं
asked
तो
Lord
तुम्हें
Ramchandra to give
नहीं देता
his judgment.
हैं।
Lord Ramchandra said, "I
क्योंकि
cannot
सारे
give
प्रजा
judgment
ही मेरा
because all the living
पुत्र वर्ग है भगवान
entities,
रामचंद्र के क्या
all
है
the citizens,
प्रजावत्सल है
because
हैं?
Lord Ramchandra,
वत्सलता है
the
स्नेह
Praja
प्रेम
Vatsalya,
है
he is
पितृ स्नेह सब पर मेरे
he
हैं
has fatherly affection towards
मैं किसी
all
को
of
दंड देना
his
नहीं चाहता
citizens. I
हूँ
cannot give this punishment
यदि कुत्ते को पूछा जाए
to
तो क्या मैं
you,
चाहते हैं
but we will ask the
हैं?
dog what he
दुर्लभ
thinks
की बात है
should be done."
कुत्ते ने क्या बोला
What did the dog say?
कौन जानते हैं क्या नाम
Who
था
knows?
हाँ? बोले देखो दक्षिण देश में
In the dog said,
कलिंजिन प्रदेश
in the
में
South India,
कलिंजिन प्रदेश में
Kalindi
एक स्वर्ण
region,
मंदिर है
there is one
हैं?
golden
जिस
temple
मंदिर में हर
in
रोज
which every
कितने
day
हजारों स्वर्ण मुद्रा जो है ऊपर
thousands of
चढ़ता है डोनेशन आता
gold
है
coins come as
हैं?
donation.
विशाल वैभव मंदिर है
Very
उस मंदिर
opulent
में
temple.
इतने डोनेशन आता है
So much
हैं?
donation comes.
ना भूतो ना भविष्य
Not
उस
has been
मंदिर
seen
के
in the past or will be
महंत
seen in the
महाचार्य
future. This
हैं?
pujari should be made the
हम लोग होते
head
समझे तो
of
लाल
that
लाल हो
temple.
गया और भी अच्छा
Maybe we think this is
भगवान
suitable
रामचंद्र
for
ने
us.
सुन करके उस मंद मुस्कान करते हुए कुत्ते के पूछा
The,
मैं क्यों उनके इतने विशाल
the
मंदिर
Lord smiled and
वैभवशाली
asked the dog, "Why do
हजारों
you
धन
want this
संपत्ति वाले इतने विशाल मंदिर
pujari
के
to be
क्यों
the head of this
महंत तो बनाने
very
चाहते
huge opulent
हैं
temple?
क्यों
Why?
कारण क्या है
For what reason?"
तो उस समय कुत्ते ने कहा प्रभु एक कुत्ते जन्म के पहले
before this birth as a dog, I was the commander of that temple. This is not an ordinary thing. Just to be responsible for one coin, one if you misuse one coin, one penny for your own self, then you will become an animal in the next life. It may be easy to build a temple, but to manage the opulence of the temple properly and to use the funds, income of the temple correctly is not such an easy thing. So this is the teaching, this is the lesson. Those who have donated even just one penny, one coin, if that is used in your own gratification, you will have to suffer the consequences. Because that opulence comes where there is such an opulent temple, people will come and give, say yes or no. But what should you do? You should properly engage that in the service. So the donors have earned that money with hard labor, and if you misuse it, then you will have to suffer. The most poorest of persons working so hard to give something to the temple, that donation is used to make so much prasad for so many people. You may think you have so much money and you are giving. But there are others who work very hard and save every penny by penny and serve the temple. For what? For this love and affection. But not many people know of this love and affection. They are giving donation thinking for their own benefit that this illness, this disease will go away. That those from north part of India, what do? They're waving the money around in the air and praying that all their sinful reactions come out from them and go. Whatever somebody is doing, they are doing it for some motivation, some purpose. That selfish desire, they will have to suffer for many lifetimes. We should try and understand this and contemplate this very carefully. To attain the topmost thing, how we should be careful. Not one penny should be spent for your own sense gratification. For this reason, the dog is saying, "Oh my Lord, in this huge temple, this golden temple, Kalingi region, Kalinji, Kalinjin region, and there was a huge temple." And the dog was saying, "I was the mahant of that temple.
और जिसमें जो है हर
And
रोज इतने
every day
चढ़वाए क्या बोलते हैं चढ़ावा
so many donations was coming.
ऐसे देख करके मेरा जिया में क्या आ जाता था
And seeing all this,
लालसा जग गया
water was coming from my mouth.
और उसी पैसे को
Saliva was dripping from my mouth.
अपने भोग में कहीं लगा दी
And
हो जाता है ये
and somehow
आज देखिए
I used that money
अज्ञान में कहीं
in
न
my
कहीं
own sense gratification, knowingly or unknowingly, somehow, some way,
जिसके फलस्वरूप
the result of which
क्या बना
I became,
एक पोषजनी कुत्ते के नहीं
I took birth in
उसमें
this
जन्म में कितना
animal
कष्ट
body.
होता है
So much endeavor, and
तब वो समझ
pain,
में आता है
and difficulty in this
हम लोग
animal
क्या
body.
पता हम लोग तो हमारे
How do we
शरीर
know?
कुछ शरीर में कुछ बीमार हो डॉक्टर हुआ
It's just
जाते हैं
we in the human body, if we become
कुछ न
sick and
कुछ
ill,
ट्रीटमेंट कर लेते
we
हैं
get some treatment done.
रोग निवारण के लिए हम व्यवस्था
We
करते
make arrangements
हैं
for get relief.
ना कुछ बात नहीं बना हुआ है कुत्ते उधर बना हुआ
But
है
the dog is
जब
tied.
कोई आएगा तो मालिक आएगा उसे पानी पिलाएंगे
He'll wait for his owner to come and give him some water. He cannot tell anyone of his distress.
इतने कष्ट होता है
So being in the animal body is so
हम कहते
difficult.
हैं हमारे पास कितने सुंदर कुत्ता है
So we think, oh, such a beautiful dog.
क्या बोले धन घर के कुत्ता है
He's the dog of a wealthy
किंतु उनके
owner.
कितना कष्ट होता है शरीर वही
But
जानते
only the dog knows how much difficulty he
हैं। तो
has
उसी
in that
प्रकार
body.
आप इसलिए कह रहे हैं कि पशु आदि जन्म में इतने कष्ट होते
So difficult to be in an animal body.
हैं। मेहनत करके लोग पैसा कमाते हैं और उस
People
कमाते
earn so much,
भोग में लग
so
जाए
earn money with so much
तो उस
endeavor, and we use that money
फल
for our own
हमें भोग
enjoyment. Then we will have to suffer the consequences.
इसलिए हम इसे करें कहीं देखो धाम में रहने वाले कुत्ते हो कुछ भी हो,
If you are a dog in the dham,
कौन किसी को
still
बोल सकता है कि
you should not
कौन
dishonor
किस
that
रूप में
dog.
आकर प्रभु हो
You do
सकता
not
है
know who that person or who that
देखने में तो
living
साधारण
entity
कुत्ता
is in the dog's
मालूम
body. They may be performing their
जैसे
bhajan in
एक
that
कथा
body.
भी आता है
There's one pastime
चैतन्य
story
चरितामृत में
in
आप लोग
Chaitanya
पढ़े
Charitamrita.
होंगे
You may have read
शिवानंद सेन के साथ
Shivananda
शिवानंद
Sen
सेन जब
when
यात्रियों को जगन्नाथपुरी जाने लगे
he was going to
और
Jagannath
रास्ते में
Puri.
एक कुत्ते
On the
जो है
way,
महाप्रभु के शिवानंद सेन के पास आए
one dog came to Shivanand
साथ
Sen
चलने लगे
and we started to
शिवानंद
walk
सेन
along
उस
with
कुत्ते को
Shivanand
जो है
Sen.
लेकर भी चलने लगे
So Shivanand Sen
जहाँ जहाँ पर
allowed the
नाव
dog
आदि पार
to follow
करना
him
था नदी
and
पार
came to a
करना था
point where they had to cross a
उन्हें
river.
डबल पैसा दे करके
And he gave,
पार कराते थे पहले वाले लोग जो है कुत्ते के जो है नहीं लेते थे इसे अशुद्ध
before,
माना जाता है
the
अपवित्र माना
dog was
जाता है
not allowed on the boat because they
जो
were
नाव
considered
वाला भी
impure.
कुत्ते की भी
The boatman
नहीं छोड़
would
तुम
not
शिवानंद
allow
से थोड़ी हो हाँ हाँ बाबा
the
शिवानंद
dog to come on the boat.
है
But you are not
और
Shivanand Sen.
कुत्ते के लेकर के करते हैं चलो हाँ क्या बोले शिवानंद सेन उस कुत्ते की जो है
Shivananda Sen,
बोट में पार कराने के लिए उसको डबल किराया देते थे
he gave
पैसा दे
twice the amount
कुत्ते के जो है
to the
भजन नहीं
boatman
किया
to take the
और
dog on his boat.
रात के समय शिवानंद सेन समस्त जातियों की यथायथ व्यवस्था करके जब पहुंचे
When he'd
अपने
arranged
सेवक से
for
अपने
all
सेवक से
the
पूछा वो कुत्ते के
pilgrims
भाई
to cross over,
तुम इसको भोजन दिया कि नहीं दिया
then he asked his servant to look
तो
after the
सेवक
dog
बोले मैं भी बोल
and
दिया
asked the servant, did you
तो
feed the
तो
dog?
शिवानंद सेन देखा कुत्ते जो है
The servant said, no,
वहाँ पर नहीं
I
है
forgot.
कहाँ
Then he
चले गए
checked on
पता
the
नहीं
dog and he was not where he was supposed to be.
तो शिवानंद सेन बहुत दुखित हुए
Shivanand Sen became very unhappy.
एक कुत्ता हमारे साथ चल रहा था
This dog was traveling with us
और उसका मैं यथायथ आदर नहीं
and
किया
we did not respect him
अनादर होने के नाते वो कुत्ता
and look after him.
और
And
कहाँ
because of
चले गए
this,
छोटे
we don't know where the dog has gone.
शिवानंद सेन बहुत दुखित हुए
Shivanand
अब
Sen
चलते
became very
चलते
unhappy
शिवानंद सेन जब
and
जगन्नाथपुरी में पहुंचे
when he reached
और
Jagannath
महाप्रभु के
Puri
निकट आए,
and came to
देखा वो कुत्ता
Mahaprabhu, he saw
महाप्रभु के
that
निकट
dog.
बैठा हुआ है
He was
और
sitting by
महाप्रभु
Mahaprabhu,
उस समय जो है
and at that
नारियल
time
वो
Mahaprabhu
क्या करे,
was
नारियल को क्या बोलते हैं,
was
अरे साथ में माला
taking
हुए
the malai,
नारियल के जो माला खा
the
रहे थे और अपने
flesh
उच्चिष्ट
of the coconut,
कुत्ते के दे रहे थे
and was feeding the dog,
और कुत्ते जो लपक लपक करके
and the dog was
वो
relishing
नारियल खा, नारियल
that
खाया आपने कोई ना पानी पिया कि बोल
flesh of the
कहाँ गया,
coconut. Where have you eaten this malai?
एक दिन भी नहीं गया, कौन नारियल नारियल की
Put your
माला
hand up.
खाई,
Put your hand up. For those of you who have eaten this malai
है जिसका नवद्वीप
from the
में है,
coconut, particularly in Navadvipa.
दिल्ली में जो मिलता है वो ठीक नहीं है,
If you get
और तो ये
that
से
in
जाते
Delhi,
हो 3 दिन 7 दिन
it's not
तक
the
पहुंचता
real
है
thing.
ट्रेन में,
Maybe come
हैं
3 or 4 days
बाहर
by
से आता
train,
है,
coming from
इधर देखा
outside
सब काला काला हो जाता है,
and becoming black.
और यहाँ पर उनके घर में गए थे ना,
That place we went
हैं
to, that
क्या
person's
बोले
house,
यहाँ भी गए थे,
Yali.
वो अपने पेड़ का पेड़ नारियल जो पेड़ है सारे फल के जो क्या बोले नारियल जो है रखा 500 नारियल रखा,
He
हाँ
gathered
पूछो
so many
ऐसे
coconuts,
है, बोले जिसको जितने खाना है खाओ,
and
जितना पीना है पियो,
he offered to all the guests as much as they want to take.
सेवा वृत्ति दी,
This is service attitude.
आपके घर में इतने फल आप रख दोगे,
You don't have so much fruits in your garden.
तो वो पूरा सारे रख दिया, है और देखो ये तो कि फुचका वाला है, बोले इसको जो लोग खाना है खाओ,
He gave free reign to everyone to eat as much as they want.
जिसका जितना, तो हम इसमें करें चलो, तो महाप्रभु
Mahaprabhu
जब एक अपने उच्छिष्ट जो है
was giving his remnants to the dog,
और इसके बाद वो कुत्ता अंतर्ध्यान हो गया,
and that
महाप्रभु
dog
नित्य शरीर प्राप्त करके
attained his
नित्य धाम
eternal
में
abode, eternal Swarup, and attained the eternal abode of the Lord. So in
इस
this,
ग्रंथ में ऐसे लिखा है,
it is
वो
written,
कुत्ता कौन था,
who was that dog?
उसके बारे में भी लिखा है, आप पढ़ने चैतन्य
You read, it is written in Chaitanya Charitamrita.
बारे में सुना अच्छी तरह से,
Listen carefully about this dog.
इतना ही तो चैतन्य चैतन्य में लिखा है,
It is written in Chaitanya
अपने
Charitamrita
उच्छिष्ट नारियल प्रसाद जो कुत्ते को
that
दे रहे
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was giving his remnants to the dog.
लपक लपक करके,
The dog was relishing,
इसके बाद वो कुत्ता,
and after
इतना ही तक कृष्णदास कविराज के समय
that, the dog disappeared. That much Krishnadas Kaviraj is written,
कोई और कुछ नहीं है,
and nothing more.
किंतु और किसी से ग्रंथों में
But in
ऐसे
other scriptures,
मिलता है,
you
वो
can
कुत्ता जो पूर्व
see,
जन्म में जो है
read,
एक राजा था, क्या था,
that dog was a king in his
वो
previous
धार्मिक
life.
राजा था,
He was very
और भगवत
religious
महात्म सेवा आदि करते थे,
a dog.
है।
Sorry, he was a
और
religious
वे
person,
प्राचीन काल में राजा लोग जो है
as a
वो
religious
धार्मिक
king,
होते थे, है। सेवा आदि करते, संत
and used to
महात्मा
serve
सेवा आदि
these sadhus.
करते, है। संत महात्मा सेवा आदि करके नित्य प्रत्यह क्या करता था,
And daily,
है। उस संत महात्मा उच्छिष्ट जो है
he used to take the
ग्रहण करता
remnants
था, ये संत
of the
महात्मा वो
sadhus,
प्रसाद लेते हैं, प्रसाद लेने के बाद है, उनके पास अत्यंत दीनहीन होकर के
and
उच्छिष्ट रहते,
the king used to be very humble in taking those remnants.
वो राजा था, है। उनके ऐसे आश्चर्य देख करके
And seeing
स्वयं लक्ष्मी देवी भी
this astonishing sight, Lakshmi Devi
अभिभूत हो गए, मन
became astonished.
ऐसे राजा है,
Such a king,
है।
so
तो
humbly
उस समय स्वयं लक्ष्मी देवी
taking the remnants of the sadhu.
कहने लगे,
She, Lakshmi Devi,
आप तो सुनते नहीं, दूसरे के सुनाते, आप आंख बंद करके सुनो,
just
आंख बंद करके सुनो तब चलिए,
just sit properly, listen,
एक मत करो,
don't
आप
move
बात
around,
करो तो
don't talk.
मेरा ध्यान
If you do, then I'm distracted.
कथा सुनने के
At the
समय
time
कोई
of
बात मत
listening
करो,
to Katha, don't speak.
क्या बोला, लक्ष्मी देवी के
Lakshmi
सीता जी
Devi
अभिभूत हो गए,
went to Narayan and said, told about this king taking the remnants of the sadhus. Please bring this king to Vaikuntha. Narayan said, "Oh Lakshmi Devi, the king's sadhan and bhajan has not matured yet to bring him to Vaikuntha. He cannot come just yet. Every day he was serving the sadhu. So Shastri, sadhu sangha. What sadhu sangha means to serve the sadhu. The meaning of sangha, to serve. His sadhan bhajan is not matured. The king every day used to feed the sadhus with his own hands. After they were fed, with his upper cloth around his neck, very humbly. If you see in Bengal, this tradition is going on even now. This is a tradition of thousands of years, to take the remnants of the sadhu. He very humbly came to the sadhus. Please give me some of your remnants with your own hands. In this way, the king was taking the remnants of the sadhu. So Lakshmi Devi was not completely satisfied and wanted to test the king. At that time, Narayan himself took the form of a dog, and Lakshmi Devi took the form of a sadhu. And then came to the king, and Lakshmi Devi in the form of the sadhu sat in that line. When the king was serving and everything was completed, finished, he came very humbly with a cloth around his neck and begged for the remnants. The sadhu's hand was like inflicted with leprosy. In the mind of the king, some thought came where there was leprosy in the hand of the sadhu. How can I take that? Like conditioned living entities will naturally think like this. So people think that the sadhu is big and fat. They think such a person is sadhu. Some small, thin, weak sadhu person is not a sadhu. when we think of sadhu, we think of someone who is very broad, or healthy, and with many ornaments or nice cloth, chakachak, living opulently. He's thinking sadhu. Lakshmi Devi is thinking the sadhu. The king came to the sadhu and asked for the his remnants, and giving the king the remnants, some of his flesh fell into that. So the glories of the remnants of the sadhu are shown here. But the king did not take that remnants. He felt a bit disgusted, and he threw that prasad remnants to the ground. Narayan, who had taken the form of a dog, and came and started licking that. The sadhu saw. Actually, he took that. The sadhu took that prasad and started to feed the dog. That dog was Narayan. At that sadhu, in the form of the Lakshmi in the form of the sadhu became angry. You go and become a dog. The reason for Lakshmi becoming angry is that she was showing her position. Lakshmi could not give her remnants to Narayan, but the king was giving her remnants to the dog, which was not right in Lakshmi's eyes. One should not give one's remnants to anyone. If one wants to take the remnants, they can take. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, in Kirtan by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, trying to find the words. So we stop here. The end of the first part. And we continue with the second part.